Emily, will you let me know when she's on here?
Yes. Bethany, you here?
I'm here.
Awesome. Welcome, Bethany. It's Scott. Bethany Rogers with Newtown Macon is going to share a presentation with us this morning on holiday shopping trends.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. So I think I know most of you personally, but I'm Emily's colleague, actually a former Main Street director myself. But I am now the Director of Business and Real Estate Development at Newtown Macon. So my primary responsibility at Newtown is our real estate and small business lending programs, but we do also do a lot of market consulting and business coaching. And so I've been doing some one-on-one work, like just some strategic planning with some of the downtown Macon business owners, and have been doing a little research on holiday trends. And so Emily asked if I would share some of what I've been getting into with folks with you guys today. So I'm going to share my screen, and Emily, just yell at me if I don't share it. I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint here. Okay. So the good news, holiday sales are expected to be as good, if not better, than 2019. And this is for a few different reasons, but folks have been saving their money. Actually, I've been kind of surprised by us Americans, but based on some financial and saving trends out there, folks have been holding on to their money because of the uncertainty of the pandemic. A lot of families did not spend money on spring or summer vacations, so they have a little more in their family coffers than they normally do about this time. And people are ready to spend. They're ready for just a little bit of normalcy and some ritual in that holiday shopping season. And so surveys and a lot of financial data expect sales to be as good, if not better, this year. And I know a lot of you need that. So there is opportunity to capitalize on that in the months ahead. The other good news that the pandemic has kind of helped drive home some of the benefit of shopping local, just being connected to our community and supporting our small business community. So this is a survey that Google did during the summer that was cited a lot in a recent Main Street article, but said that 66% of the shoppers they interviewed, or 2/3, have every intention of shopping more at local small businesses this holiday season. So in order to capitalize on these opportunities, but because of the limitations that we're all still facing and some of the holes that we're trying to dig out of because of shutdowns and everything else because of COVID, these are the key trends that I want you guys to be aware of and be able to capitalize on. First and foremost, online stores are a must for a few different reasons, and we'll discuss that more in just a minute. The customer journey, it's a marketing term, but it means your marketing relationship with your customer, and the sales cycle has increased significantly. This means you have to be a lot more strategic with your digital marketing strategy in particular, but all of your marketing strategies in particular. And you have to stay in regular contact with your customers in ways you did not have to do when we were not quite so engaged digitally and online prior to the pandemic. You should never overlook the sales potential of gift cards, but in particular e-gift cards. And I'll talk about this more, but I have to tell you, when the shutdown happened, we had to give out a lot of gifts to some folks for some different reasons at Newtown. And we were trying to spread the love and buy gift cards from a lot of different businesses downtown. And there were actually only a few that I could buy online gift cards from at the time and support. And so I was disappointed that I couldn't support more people, but also surprised how few of you, especially my restaurants and bars, which is one of the only ways we can kind of gift, that you guys haven't set this up. And so maybe you have since then, but we need to be sure we are not overlooking the easy sales potential of gift cards and e-gift cards. And also for my nonprofits, opportunities for folks to make online donations as gifts. And then that people do want to get out. They do want some sort of normalcy. They do want to be out for the holiday season, but they of course want to know that they're safe and that you're looking after their safety. So what does it mean to provide that for folks as well? So there's no turning back. I mean, this is going to be critical to the success of your business for this holiday season and moving forward to build an online store. In that Google survey, it was 75% or 80% of people who said, I will definitely shop more online this year than I ever have in holiday seasons past. I know it's obvious, it's a no-brainer. But you know, the reality is people have gotten so much more comfortable with this. People who maybe never even heard of Instacart, like, refuse to shop for groceries any other way now. So they are totally comfortable and familiar with it. They have all their accounts set up. So they're going to be shopping more online. And if you are somebody who's already gotten that set up, you may be a store that they're plugged into in that way. And if you're not, we need to get you there. Of course, safety remains a big concern, especially for anyone who considers themselves particularly vulnerable to COVID. They're going to want delivery and or in-store / curbside pickup options from your store this season. And the less obvious, and some of you are probably aware of this, but you need to know now, and this relates to that customer journey piece, but people don't want to spend as much time in stores, but they're also just simply doing a lot more research as shoppers online these days. And so if you have an online store, that gives them the opportunity to understand all the inventory that you have, and they can go ahead and make all their gift decisions before they come and shop in person. And online research is becoming a huge part of the customer journey. And if you have a store, it's going to give yourself more opportunity to take these curious shoppers and convert them into sales. So that is another critical reason for that research piece, that you want to go ahead, even if it's just like your the items you think you're going to feature this holiday season, or the items that distinguish you, that are your big selling items. Even if you can start there, it's going to really help you with your sales volume this holiday season. So when the pandemic hit, Emily worked with the two Ericas, Erica Neubauer and Erica Conley, to create a great webinar on how to set up your own online shop. I really recommend, if you haven't checking it out. I think most of you on this call have. If any of your friends and fellow small business owners are struggling, this is a great place to start. It's not too late. And again, just putting some of your key products up on an online shop and gift cards will truly make a difference in your holiday sales. So, you know, obviously we could spout out data all day long about how much more folks are digitally engaged and engaged in the social media realm since the pandemic happened. I'm not a social media person, but I bet I'm like on double the number of email lists. And I'm definitely part of this trend that the customer journey and the sales cycle have increased, because I'm doing a lot more research now with folks that I get my email marketing from, and seeing what they have, and then waiting to see what comes on sale, and then waiting to see just what I want to do for the holidays. And so you guys are going to have to be consistent and take your digital marketing strategy seriously, because folks are taking a lot longer to decide what they want to buy, and they're doing a lot more research. You got to be consistent. You want to be using all your platforms. You want your messaging to be consistent across all the platforms, and you want to be predictable. So most marketing folks, you know, recommend that you schedule your posts out, even schedule your email marketing out in advance, but be predictable with the days of the weeks and the times of your posts, so folks can know and be reliant on you and know that you're still there and those products are still there. Because if you don't, they're going to have all these other things that have appeared in their inbox and in their, what do they call them in Facebook, like their streams or their feeds, right? And you're going to be buried down at the bottom, and they're going to forget you're there if you don't continue to rise to the top with consistent posting, consistent digital marketing. And I've seen this so many times. So for holiday 2020, your call to action is to make sales, make sales, make sales, but make sure it's obvious how they do it. And in digital marketing, the easiest thing of all is to be sure it sends them to your store. Or if you sell on Facebook or whatever, but wherever it is that you're making some digital sales, make sure it is absolutely clear how people go to do that. It's amazing how often this step gets overlooked, but that call to action needs to be plain as day. And for holiday season 2020, we want that to be for them to come and purchase things from you online. You know, you may have like secondary calls to action, like come to my holiday open house or whatever, and that's great. But the most critical piece, especially with this digital marketing thing, is to help make sure that people understand where they go to buy from you. Because folks are taking longer And what they're finding in these surveys and things and talking to folks is people are again anxious for the holiday season because they've kind of denied themselves all these other ritualistic and family treats, but they're also wanting to be very safe. As you know, a lot of big retailers have canceled Black Friday, right? So people aren't necessarily planning out to come in hordes and on the traditional big shopping days this year. So they have every intention of expanding their holiday shopping season out longer. So we really suggest our retailers to be ready by mid-October. I hate to just walk all over Halloween and Thanksgiving because they're awesome holidays, but we got to do what we got to do, and y'all need to be ready now, truly. And my folks who do like any kind of events or holiday catering, I recommend that you go ahead and start getting, marketing those things right now. In particular, because people are probably going to have to be a little more creative maybe in how they host the holiday office party or whatever. So they may want to consult with you about what it means to host a safe party. And you've probably been thinking this through since this is like the crux of your business, some of you. So go ahead and start getting the word out there and start working with people so they can plan ahead and feel like what they're doing is safe and responsible for their family or their friends or their colleagues. One of the suggestions we've seen in the literature, and I think this is a great idea, is instead of really pushing the Shop Small Saturday or the holiday open house, that you want to really think through the products or services that you really want to push and consider doing sort of layered featuring, like maybe weekly featuring a product, maybe on a certain day having a certain, pop-up sale, flash sale, but instead of pushing everything on sale and pushing hard for a couple big days, think about, again, this longer season and what it takes to engage people continually and having specials on some kind of regular basis, a pop-up Wednesdays, a weekly yada yada. But think about what it means to kind of have these sort of layered specials going on with your
downtown
calendar.
Community meeting going on, just FYI, and I'm not using them.
And again, gift cards, unexciting, but so practical and the easiest way to make additional holiday sales. So my entertainment venues and restaurants and bars, this is going to be one of the key places besides folks maybe hiring you for events that people can support you this holiday season. And like I said, in particular, if you do not have a way for folks to buy e-gift cards from you, please go ahead and do it. Uninspired gifters, there's a lot of them out there. They don't know what to do. I want to support downtown. What the hell? I'm going to get $100, Fall Line Brewery gift certificate. Can't go wrong with that. And you really can't. So make sure that it's easier for the uninspired gifter, the last minute gifter, and or, the vulnerable customer who does want to support downtown but doesn't at all want to go into the stores. My nonprofits, it's 2020 is a crazy year, but there's even more of a push for being socially conscious. I think that, you can never overlook the opportunity to sell donations to your organization as a holiday gift. They're great gifts for folks who have everything or very socially minded gifters or receivers. I think something, especially at Christmas, I like this tactic no matter what, but I think it's especially nice at Christmas if you make the donations more tangible about what you're giving by saying exactly what a donation level would buy. So in this case, this Juma example on the side, they've got $100 provides access to 7 hours of academic tutoring for one student, or $1,000 provides a student their textbooks for an entire academic year. So if the person who donates to your nonprofit then gives a card and says, in your honor, we just gave so-and-so a whole year of, their books and other expenses so they could go to college this year. I think that becomes a lot more meaningful than, hey, it's $1,000 that we gave. So the other programs that I think also ground and make things more tangible and become a little more meaningful, especially in the holiday season, are the like adopt a gorilla in Africa, or adopt a girl, or adopt, I don't know, a little bike that needs to be redone for Bike Walk Macon or whatever it might be, but put a face to it. So really think my nonprofits about what it means to make the folks who are giving to you that gifting more tangible. I think it will be more meaningful for the receiver and the gifter. And then just make sure my nonprofits too, that you shouldn't be doing gift cards, even if you, you know, I know Macon Arts Alliance, they obviously have a retail portion of their business, but if you have a lot of merchandise and maybe a certain number of events, that if folks bought gift cards and gave them to folks, could people then use them to come support you for different events to buy your swag and help promote you or whatever. So just be sure you're not looking over the opportunity to sell gift cards. And again, you know, we still want the experiential. We're really starting to itch for it, getting real stir crazy. The weather's getting nice. There are going to be lights, which I think are going to be so welcome for folks. And again, even if it's not entirely normal, if it's kind of normal, we'll take it, right? So for my retailers, you still probably need to keep in mind that folks maybe aren't going to linger the way they would have in holiday seasons past. So what does it mean to really do that visual merchandising, really push anything that you're featuring, and probably at least have some stuff that's not real high price point that can be kind of impulse buys, and consider maybe a table out on the street, something like that. Maybe Emily, you're going to talk about that a little more, just as the whole, like a whole downtown initiative. But we definitely think our restaurants and bars, who we know have gotten very busy during the lights in the past, should have some kind of outdoor booth. Think about what it means to sell things that don't require kitchen prep. Hopefully have a nice profit margin. That's always great. And encourage folks to be able to take advantage of the outdoor seating that Newtowns help coordinate, Main Streets help coordinate, and the open container ordinance now that lets folks walk around with open containers any night of the week. So really take advantage of that. And again, throughout, if you help prepare folks for what to expect when they come to you, not only the ways that you're going to make it safe just to assure them that they can come out, but also just letting them know what to expect, it just makes it more fun and comfortable for everyone. So using your social media and your digital marketing to help people know what to expect and to still encourage them to come out, I think you'll find that you'll have a lot more success and conversion with your work. And then lastly, and I know Scott played with this a little bit, but this, I mean, the idea of exclusive shopping or event experiences is also a helpful tool in that customer journey, just to keep luring them in and helping them feel special and letting them know that you're there. But it's also going to create a safe environment, right? So if folks can either come in one-on-one, or if you think about exclusive events for smaller customer groups, I'm seeing everywhere, big retail now, and even small retailers having exclusive senior shopping time so that they feel safe because they're particularly vulnerable to COVID. You know, if you wanted to invite the Newtown staff, just us, for a little thing, we'd love that. But maybe also the downtown service staff, because you know they're kind of a more after hours group and are a big part of our downtown living population, or whatever that might mean. But think about appealing to smaller groups and doing exclusive events for them instead of just the one-on-one option as well. Yeah, so I feel like I need a summary slide, but I didn't have one. Does anybody have any questions or concerns about what I just went over?
This was good, Bethany. This gives me a lot to think about.
Yeah, good.
And I like that idea of experiences for like certain groups of people. Like obviously the downtown service staff appealed to me because they have weird hours,
Totally.
And that
Have secret Santa nights at your store for absent workers, Yeah.
good idea.
I like that too. Bethany, would you share that PowerPoint?
Absolutely.
You put the link in the
cleaned
chat.
it up just a little, so I'll reconvert it as Google Slides and send it to you so you can share with everybody.
Wonderful. Well, those are some really great ideas. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bethany, I would just like to add that I have been playing around with what day of the week to send emails, and I've read tons and tons of blogs, and everyone pretty much says Tuesdays at 10 a.m. is the #1 time of the week when people open emails. And so I've been toying around with that for over a month now, and my online sales on Tuesdays are through the roof from any other day of the week now, because I consistently send an email every week on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. And they do get open more than any other time I've ever sent an email. I've been sending emails for 5 years. So if you have an email list, I would encourage you to start sending it on Tuesdays around 10 a.m. It really does work. and it will increase your online orders, I promise. Next, we're going to hear from, anybody have any other questions for Bethany?
Bethany, could you stop sharing your screen, please, when you have a chance? Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you,
That was
Bethany.
awesome.
Now we're going to hear from Karen on our membership report.
Hey, I just took a minute and jotted down the individuals who are here today. I wanted to say welcome to Liz Fabian, who's always, who has been joining the community meetings, and glad to have her. She's with the collaborative effort there at Mercer. Dennis Maxwell, who are you with, Dennis? Some of you have your
Dennis is with Daphne's 525 Cherry Street, Miss Karen.
okay, thank you. I see Andrea's here, Just Tap. Who else do you represent, Andrea?
Currently, Just Tap, OBP, and sitting in for Fall Line.
Okay, I'm going through this because I want you to see who your neighbors are. It's going to ring a bell. I want you to invite your neighbors, you know, to come to the meetings. Annette Anderson's here with Theater Macon. Brian Nichols with Taste and See and the Christmas lights. He'll talk to us later. Dr. Jones, who are you with, Dr. Jones? Dr. Eureka Jones?
I am with Eventual Success. I have an office there at Downtown Macon.
Okay. The Grand Opera House, Joe, y'all done a fabulous job of thinking outside of the box with COVID programming. Mark Steiger, Mark?
Yeah, I'm with Envision Technologies. I'm new to Macon, and I was invited by Emily. I'm very excited about what you guys have been doing.
Well, welcome. Where are you located in downtown?
I am not located yet in downtown. I live near downtown.
Okay, well, wonderful. Welcome, and we're glad to have you. Melissa Macker with the 567 Center for Renewal. You need any ways to relax, come down to the 567 for some painting classes or drawing. Love the 567. Peyton Jetter is here with the Centraplex and Macon Civic Auditorium. How was the scavenger hunt Friday, Peyton?
It went really well, and people had a really good time. They liked that it was family friendly and that they discovered a lot of new places. So a lot of them, we had Crave as one of the locations, and that's the one that they specifically mentioned as being a new restaurant they didn't know was there. So we loved that they got in and out of, you know, some new places they hadn't seen before, and it might be cool if we could do something on a larger scale. Our clues were very easy, so there might be an option to make it a little bit tougher and get folks really moving around downtown. But yeah, everyone had a great time that came out. So we're super grateful to Theater Macon for all of their fabulous actors that helped us execute this.
Yeah, and that was in collaboration with Theater Macon. So way to go, you guys. I love collaboration. Rachel Berg. Rachel?
Hey.
And you're with?
I'm with Spa Medical and Vein Specialists of the South.
Okay, well, welcome. Glad to have you. Of course, Scott with Travis, Trish Whitley, and then Stephen Fulbright with Visit Macon. Visit Macon's always got fun stuff going on, y'all. Always happy to have visitors. So anyways, welcome. Invite your neighbors. Julia, I see you're on with Mercer.
Hey.
So, all righty. That's it, Emily. Scott.
Thank you so much, Ms. Karen.
Oh, and hey Scott, before you get started, she overlooked me or maybe I missed it, but I'm Felicia Howard and I'm with Felicia's Cake Factory downtown on 3rd Street.
Hey, Felicia.
Thank you, Felicia, and I'm sorry. And y'all, she bakes wonderful cakes.
No problem.
Cupcakes and yummy things, so.
And cookies. All right, now we're going to talk about our upcoming events. This weekend, October 9th and 10th, we are hosting our Fair Food Frenzy. Restaurants and retailers around town are going to offer fair food treats because the fair got canceled down in Perry this year. And so that will be a fun time. Emily, what are the times on that?
It is all day. So the idea is that you can do your specials for lunch and dinner hours on those 2 days if you're a restaurant. And those of you who are planning to participate or have a special plan but haven't let me know, please shoot me a message on Facebook or send me an email so we can be sure to add you into our list of specials and that sort of thing. And if you're a retailer or any other business who has something planned, let me know that as well. We're promoting all of those things. We are going to have some entertainment if the weather holds. Well, right now it's not looking great, but I'm hopeful that it'll be fairly clear. But Mike Fuller, the magician, is going to be out on Friday night. We have a guy who's doing juggling and circus acts both on Friday and Saturday night. And then Reggie Trombone Lip is going to be performing on Saturday as part of Fair Food Frenzy, but also our pop-up on Poplar music series. And that's from 6 to 8 on Poplar Street. But if you have anything you're planning to participate and you haven't let me know, please let me know so I can be sure everybody else knows what you're doing. We've had about the Facebook group, our Facebook event has reached about 65,000 people. So I think there are going to be a good number of people downtown. So be sure to capitalize on this if you can.
Thank you, Emily. Next Wednesday is Newtown Macon's Tour of Progress on October 14th. So please put that on your calendar. And if you are not usually open at the time, I would suggest you open up because you're going to have a lot of people walking around downtown and you want them to be able to see what downtown looks like. These are people that may be visiting downtown so they can see what downtown is like and that there is progress. And so if you're not open, then people aren't seeing the progress of downtown. On October 25th through the 29th, we will have Hay House is going to be hosting Halloween festivities. On October 24th, Peyton Jeter with the Centralplex is doing an event to benefit Macon Pride. It is going to be Clue Who Done It. Peyton, I know you're on here. Do you want to say anything about that real quick?
Sure. So the scavenger hunt was sort of a promotional leeway into this event. Like Scott said, this event is supporting Macon Pride, but it's also supporting Theater Macon. So we're partnering with them. We'll be showing the movie, encouraging guests to dress up, and we'll have prizes for best costume as any of the Clue characters. We'll have really fun treats and cocktails based on the movie and have some games and trivia going on throughout the night. So it is a dry movie, so we've got everyone, distanced, but we do have a beer garden available where folks can kind of hang out and then go back to their vehicle before the movie starts. But organizations here in Macon.
Thank you, Peyton. On October 30th, we're going to be having the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Grand, which is always a tremendously fun time. A message come through from Julia at the Grand, and she says, "Hey everyone, we're starting a corporate movie pass at the Grand right before the holidays. Essentially, these can be gifts or even employee incentives, like for a sales competition, where you as the employer can give out movie admissions to clients, employees, etc., and their families, and at will until your pass is used up. Let me know if this is something of interest to you for your business. They have lots of COVID safety practices in place." And I talked to Joe on Friday night during First Friday, and it seems like they are doing everything that they need to do to keep everybody safe at the Grand. On October 31st, they are doing another edition of Broadway Does Halloween, of their Broadway series at the Grand. This one is Broadway Does Halloween. So that should be super fun. And then weekends through December, Macon Timescape will be presented by Situation Room. Emily, do you have any more information on what that is?
Yeah, so this is a really cool event that Situation Room has put out. They are having really steady participation at Situation Room. They're back up to pre-COVID levels. So I think that's a testament to what Bethany was saying, that people are looking for those experiences or looking for ways to get out and be safe. So Situation Room pulled together and wanted to do something and capitalize on their market to promote downtown. So they came up with a downtown-wide scavenger hunt and escape room experience. So people are buying that experience from Situation Room, and it is going to take them all over downtown. So if you see people looking lost or like they're, you know, looking in weird places around, that's what they're doing. They're participating in that timescape event that Situation Room put on, and they've posted about it a few times in the Facebook event. So you might can find that post that has a little more information about the experience.
Thank you, Emily. We have a couple of collaborative events coming up. Like we already talked about, Fair Food Frenzy is this weekend. And then if you're doing anything for Halloween, like if you have any events that you are doing for Halloween, please send them to Emily so we can get them all put together and let everyone know what is going on downtown for Halloween.
Yeah,
Emily, do you have
sure.
anything else about that?
Yeah, I do, of course. So we'll make a Facebook event for all of the Halloween things happening downtown, like we do, similar to like what we do for First Friday. So if you have any of those events, please send them to me. I'll also look on people's Facebook pages to see what they have going on to include that information. But that's going to be our way for promoting Halloween in downtown, and it doesn't have to be just on Halloween. It can be anything happening this month. So that's something we'll put together and hopefully publish next week. Related to that, we've had a lot of questions about what's going on Halloween Day in downtown. So Main Street Macon and DMCA put on Trick or Treat in downtown Macon. And the exec team at DMCA and the Main Street Board have decided that the best decision this year is to not move forward with trick-or-treating, mainly because a lot of the recommendations from the CDC is to not do trick-or-treating, basically, or, you know, there are a lot of requirements for it to be a safe experience for everyone. And we also know that it's a big ask of us to ask all of you to provide the candy that's needed to make this event successful. And with COVID-19, we understand that budgets are really tight this year. So we're going to give you some relief from that event financially. So what our Main Street Board is doing instead is coming up with a scavenger hunt for Halloween that can be done the week leading up to the Halloween holiday. And if you want to participate in that scavenger hunt, shoot us an email. We'd be happy to add you to that list. And the way it'll work, we'll just have these different things listed, different clues. And people who, you know, complete so many things or find so many things out of that list, they can come to Newtown's office and turn that in and get a bag of treats. So we'll have treat bags with candy and that sort of thing. And we're partnering with Triangle Arts. They are doing a drive-through trick-or-treat event on Friday, October 30th and Saturday, October 31st. And they are charging a small fee per car for folks to enjoy that event. So they are giving us some free tickets to pass out as well in those treat bags. So the first 50 people who complete that scavenger hunt and turn it back in will get a free ticket to that trick-or-treat event. So that was our solution for still trying to do something family friendly for Halloween. We'd love to include all of you and promote you through that effort and anything else that you have going on during the Halloween season.
Thank you, Emily. Now moving on to Christmas. So November 27th through January 1st will be the Main Street Christmas Lights Extravaganza. And Emily or Brian, do one of y'all want to speak to that?
Yeah, can you hear me? We are starting to hang Christmas lights. We are on the first block at the top up there. Unfortunately, construction is very busy, so getting a lift has been a pain in the rear end. Everybody's out of lifts, but luckily we paused at the Macon Rocks climbing, and I'm stealing the lift for a few days until I can get one. So we got to jump on it. But the Macon Telegraph stopped by yesterday, took some footage, and I think it's in the paper today, he said, for that. But I want to touch on the fair food stuff. I actually went to the fair for my birthday Sunday at the Atlanta Motors, and the lines for fair food are, I've never seen anything like it. It was almost like the lines to get on the rides were so short, but the food was through the roof. Everybody went to the fair just to get food, I think. So if y'all are participating in that, hopefully it'll be really good. But the Christmas light extravaganza is on track. We hope to maybe start posting the video stuff here pretty quick with the promo videos that Jave did, to try to start going ahead and getting that up and running. I hate that we won't be doing, stuff like Santa Claus and the different things that people love so much, but people are ready for a sense of normalcy in some form or fashion, and the Christmas lights is going to bring that to them. We're going to put it over a radio station, which we're going to be testing this week, so that the medically fragile and elderly will still have a chance to come down without getting out of the car if they don't want to. They'll be able to drive around. I really years that was the whole round, but this year, of course, offer some other stuff. Statistics of cell phone tracking that were pretty last year, and it's like 72,000 people had driven over 75 miles. So it's not just local people coming; it's a lot of tourism coming into the area. I do think that all the restaurants will be very, very busy during that time. So I think we should prepare as though it's a normal season, just putting in as many ways of doing it efficiently and as effective as possible to follow all the guidelines. It's going to be important, but I know that's going to be very difficult with those types of numbers of people. But I mean, in all reality, the whole thing behind the Christmas lights was to really emphasize the businesses in downtown and try to get them as much business as possible over the holiday season. I think we'll still be able to accomplish that. It'll just look a little different this year, but you guys are used to make those modifications by now, I'm sure. But I would plan on being packed. Just know that you're going to still need to work on food and seating and how you're going to do it, and staffing to get all that in place. I really hope that this season, even with COVID, we'll be able to kind of absorb some of the impact that it's had on us over the whole year. So you guys get ready for that. I'm going to be working night and day to try to make sure that it happens to its fullest. We have 5 new songs this year, so we're debating already on whether or not to have 2 shows. Meaning instead of having the same show 4 times each night, maybe have 6 o'clock be one show, 7 o'clock be another, and then 8 o'clock be the 6 o'clock show, to try to make it where there's 2 shows that are completely independent. I started looking at the songs, trying to figure out if I wanted to take some songs out and replace them so that they would be completely fresh, but then how do you do that? I mean, it's so many of the songs are like staples that, it's hard to pick which songs to pull out and which songs to put in. So we might do 2 completely separate shows, which would kind of be something new this year, since we can't add anything new and we're actually taking away some stuff. Of course, we won't do the interactive stuff for kids and things like that, which I hate. And no Santa Claus and no live reindeer and that kind of stuff. So we're on track for all of that stuff. Hopefully the infrastructure and everything is still good. But we are still looking for some sponsors. I know that that's a tough thing to try to find, but right now we have a lot of people that are on board with it. And just being in the lift Saturday, hanging Christmas lights and having so many people stop just to get out and say, I can't wait because I'm just ready for something that's normal. I don't know if y'all realize or not, but so much of the big stuff that's been canceled this year that were traditional stuff, this will be probably the only thing that will be consistent this year. Because even the other stuff that's happened, has gone either virtual or something else. So this will give options to people to be able to drive through, walk through, a little bit of everything to try to bring a little bit of sense of normalcy back to Macon and the residents here, and hopefully bring in still a lot of tourism. I'm not sure about the other Christmas light shows throughout the state. I know some are still on, some have canceled, but hopefully we can pick up the ones that have canceled. We can pick up those people as well. So you guys get ready. I'm excited.
Thank you, Brian. On November 28th is this year's Shop Small Saturday. This is traditionally one of our busiest days of the year for shopping. I also want y'all to know I'm on a national committee called Support Small First, and it came out of a push to get people to support small businesses before they go on Amazon or big box stores. If you would like any more information about Support Small First, please message me and I can get you the logo that you can use in your advertising. You can use it on your website, you can use it on your Facebook post, anywhere that you want to use it, you can use it. Support Small First is different than Shop Small, and the reason we started using Support Small First is because supporting small businesses is doing a lot more than just shopping at the business. It's talking positively about your downtown businesses. It's talking positively about your neighbors. It's showing people that you not only want people to support you, but you also want people to support your neighbors and the other businesses around you. So it's the same concept as Shop Small Saturday, but it's more of a overall umbrella for the whole entire shopping season. So if you'd like more information on that, please see me. You can send me an email or you can call me and I can get you the information for that. If you have any deals, specials, events that you're doing on Shop Small Saturday, please get them to Emily, and she will do a map like we always do for those days and get that out to everybody.
Right. And related to that, we're working on some plans to make Shop Small Saturday a little bit bigger than it has been in the past. So we'll be sure to share those once everything's solidified. But Main Street and Newtown will apply to be neighborhood champions like we always did, so we can distribute the Shop Small materials to all of you, and we'll be sure to share the link for American Express. So if you are a business, you can sign up to get those Shop Small materials delivered directly to your business that are specific for you. And the great thing about that, signing up for that, is they also provide you with a digital toolkit that helps you customize social materials and that sort of thing. So just be sure you're taking advantage of all of those resources.
Thank you, Emily. So now Emily's going to tell us about the new format for Christmas in Downtown on December 12th.
Yeah, so this is the year of changes, as we all know. So we discussed Christmas in Downtown a couple of days ago, and we've made the decision to adjust that event some. So in the past, that event has taken place on First Street, and we've encouraged everyone to have specials and deals that day throughout downtown, because it does bring a couple of thousand people to downtown on that second or third Saturday. But we've always had like a maker's market and snow and music and that kind of thing. So this year we're gonna adjust that event some. We're not gonna do a maker's market on First Street like we have done in the past. Instead, we are thinking of this event to be more of a downtown-wide sidewalk sale. So similar to what Bethany was talking about, of having those visual or those appealing storefronts and those impulse buys readily accessible and where people can see them as they're walking around downtown and that sort of thing. That's what our vision is for this event, to just have those things where people can see them and be excited about it, and to promote all the different specials that folks have going on that day. So we'll send out more information in the coming weeks about how to get involved with that event, how you can let us know what you're doing and that sort of thing. And we'll work on some other ways to activate the streets downtown during that day.
Emily, I'm sure you mentioned it, but what's that date again?
December 12th. And I can just go into the next thing, Scott, if that's good.
Okay, cool.
Similar to Christmas in Downtown, well, I guess it's kind of similar. We're going to try a new thing. This is an idea that our Main Street board had, It's going to be a downtown sip and stroll. So on Thursday evenings, the 3 Thursdays in December leading up till Christmas, but not on Christmas Eve, because I'm sure all of you will be closed and with your families, we are going to try these sip and strolls. So the idea of this is to capitalize on the folks who are downtown for the Christmas lights. We're encouraging retailers or folks who don't stay open past 5 to stay up until 7 those nights, so that people who are here for the Christmas lights can come into your shop or come into your business and see what you have going on. And then we're also encouraging folks to take advantage of the open container ordinance. So restaurants and bars offering Christmas cocktails or holiday cocktails on those Thursday nights, but also non-alcoholic beverages as well. So those festive drinks like hot chocolate and ciders, lots of non-alcoholic versions as well. So kids and people who don't drink have an opportunity to do something really fun and different. So we're going to publish a rat card that says this is where you shop. So we'll list everyone who's staying open late those nights and all of our retailers. And then on the back, it'll say this is where you sip. So that will be, anybody who's offering some kind of drink special, non-alcoholic or alcoholic. So if you want to participate in that, please let us know. We'll send out emails, of course, to gather that information so we can get that rat card published. But we hope this will be, a great shopping experience for folks in a way just to promote that shopping small idea even more this holiday season. And one thing that was a last minute addition to the agenda that I just wanted to highlight on November 6th, which is November 1st Friday, we're thinking about doing a holiday preview party. So the idea of this is that a lot of downtowns do holiday open houses where it's an opportunity to invite people downtown once it gets decorated, and all the businesses and retailers have their holiday merchandise and that sort of thing. So obviously we're not going to be decorated for Christmas on November 6th. So that's why we're calling it a preview party versus a holiday open house. Some of you may be. I'll probably still have my Halloween decorations up on November 6th. But the idea, just kind of to reinforce what Bethany was saying, that people are starting much earlier to do their holiday shopping. They're going to be starting before Halloween even. This is a way for y'all to preview your holiday inventory. And holiday gift ideas. So that's something that will make a big part of November 1st Friday. So be thinking about that. Think of the things that you can promote, and the different kind of experiences you can offer to tie into First Friday, that November 6th. And I think that's it.
And Scott, I did want to say two things. Right now we have a new exhibit that's open far and near. Amy McCullough, a lot of y'all know her. She's a local artist. She's with Macon Clay. She and her sister have done a collaborative exhibition here in the gallery. But November 6th, Emily, on that first Friday, we're starting our handmade holiday exhibition. So lots of little ornaments, gifts, that kind of thing. So Emily will be included in that. And then November 13th through the 21st, we have Fire and Ice, which is a mini fireworks going on at the Round Building. So we're looking forward to the holiday as well. And I did want to also say, those of you who have events, put them on the Macon365.com calendar. That's the Macon-Bibb County Community Calendar. Visit Macon also shares a feed with that. So when tourists and visitors and even locals go, look to see what's going on, if they go to Visit Macon or our website, they both, it shows your event. So make sure you include those on Macon365.com. If you need help signing up, Macon Arts Alliance hosts that, and we'll be happy to help you get your venue registered as well as your organization. So thank you.
Thank you. So everyone knows, Burger Week is coming up, November 2nd through the 8th. Put that on your calendars. Every year, I know I see a huge increase in business on that day. So it's not just the restaurants that are going to get busy. It's also retailers. And I think that's it, Emily.
Yeah, let me, I do want to throw something out there about the Christmas lights. I forgot to mention, got a call yesterday and it looks like Lowe's is going to use the Christmas lights for their hero project this year. And what's cool about that is it's $2,500 worth of stuff that we normally have to buy, which would go towards the Christmas lights, but they're also going to have a big day with all of their employees coming to help hang Christmas lights, which would be, of course, the Lowe's stuff. But so that's kind of a big deal. And to give y'all an update on the climbing gym, they're building the climbing walls right now. So we hope to be doing some open houses during the Christmas lights. And if you guys are ever out and about and want to stop in and take a look at it, it's going to be pretty cool. That'd be the only one like it in an hour and a half drive. So should bring in a lot of people to downtown as well as a lot of tourism.
Thank you, Brian. Does anybody have anything else for the good of the order?
Yeah, one question I did have is, does anybody know who to contact about getting those like official signs that shut down like parking on the streets and things like that? I was just thinking for our Halloween event, when we close down the parking lot, our next door parking lot, we have permission from the solicitor's office to do it. But I feel like if there's going to be so much activity, we may want to have an official kind of sign at the entrance to our parking lot that we shut down for seating. But I didn't know what office to contact about that.
For a street closure?
Well, actually, it's just the parking lot, the county lot next to us.
Okay.
We generally, because we had to prep it for seating and that. And the last time we just put up sign, you know, we talked to the Solicitor General who controls the lot. And we just put up little signs saying, hey, closing this on Wednesday. And that was mostly for the, you know, people who work in the building. But I figure if there's going to be other activity, people may want to try to park in there, you know, who are just coming to visit downtown because they know it's not metered. Right. And that we'd want maybe something a little more official than something off my printer.
I think the UDA owns that lot. So Alex Morrison would be a good person to get in touch with, and he would definitely know who, if he doesn't.
Yeah, they don't. It's a county lot. And we have to ask the solicitor. I just need the signs that look official. I don't necessarily need, I already know who to talk to get permission to close it. But she doesn't have like those official signs. It's the Solicitor General who's in this building.
Brad Wolf with the police department or sheriff's department, he's the one who has the no parking street closure signs. He might be willing to let you use some. I can send you his contact info.
Okay, yeah, that's all. Just something that has the county seal on it or something that looks half official.
Thank you, Emily. Thanks, Joe. Our next meeting is Tuesday, November 3rd at 9 a.m. Emily will send out a Zoom link for that, and we hope to see you all there. Y'all have a wonderful October.
Bye. Take care.